Hey folks, welcome to Guitar Daily. My name's Nick Granville. This is my daily thing I do on YouTube. So today, 7 days, 7 modes of the major scale. So today we're going to talk about Phrygian. This is often described as the Spanish sounding mode. I kind of get why, because you can have this sort of thing, right? Right, but it's so much more than that, right? It's probably one of the least used modes I kind of deal with, but it's a useful one nonetheless for a certain flavour. So, what is it? Okay, let's just start. I'm going to do these all in the key of A because I can play open A notes against things to sort of show stuff, but basically this is your main kind of shape. Again. So A, B flat, C, D, E, F, G, and repeats. Okay, I talked yesterday or the day before about how you can think of this derivatively. So it's actually coming from the F major scale. I don't like thinking about that way, but you can do that. To me, it's more useful to just think of A Phrygian as its own sound, which is really this kind of thing. Right, like an A B flat major 7 over A, major 7 sharp 11, or a B flat over A. That sort of tonality, right? It's a certain flavour. And to me, the key note out of all of it is that B flat note in there. Everything else is kind of like a Aeolian mode, I guess. Aeolian mode would be your natural minor scale, and then that flat 9, flat second is kind of the magic spot. So I make a point of like really emphasizing that. And out of that you can get some chords, right? You can get a chord sequence. So A minor is really your first chord, right? I don't really tend to put the flat 9 in on an A minor chord. Yeah. No, it's not really a thing. B flat would be your next chord. And I'm playing B flat over A. In other words, B flat major 7, but with the 7th in the bass. Or you could do B flat major 7 sharp 11. Works really great, as in the second chord to Pat Metheny's tune Bright Size Life. If you haven't seen my video about that, go and check it out. It's a Phrygian sound. It's not B flat major 7, it's B flat major 7 over the A note. Alright, next chord would be C, but I prefer to think of this as C7 because that B flat note is one of the key notes. C could just as easily be Aeolian, could just as easily be any number of other minor scales, but in this case, since I have the B flat, it's really coming from a Phrygian sound, right? Next one would be D minor. But I tend to prefer to put the B flat note in again. I try and use it wherever I can to give, because that's what makes it sound Phrygian. I think is better. Right there I've got a B, like really a B flat add 9 over D, or D minor sharp 5 flat 6 if you want to call it that. I don't really like that much, but you could. Or that's a better sound, right? And then that I really like, which is an E minor 7 flat 5 over A, and then an F major 7 over A. Good sound. No B flat in it, but I think it actually works. Gets the flavour. And then G minor. And I actually use that a lot. In this case, G minor 7, because it's got the B flat in there. It's a heavy sound. It's a dense sound. To me, if I've talked before about major scale being on the brighter side, Lydian being even brighter still, this would be heading more towards the darker kind of tonalities of the major scale modes. So, and that's useful, right? If you think about painting a picture, if we use these modes as colors, if you paint a picture, you don't just paint a picture with the color blue. Right? Everybody likes blue. It's the color of the ocean. It's the color of the sky. But what about, painting a picture with other colors? And that gives contrast. Like, right, if you might paint a picture with, this is kind of a dumb analogy, but I think you'll know what I mean. A bit of brown along the bottom, that could be seen as the shoreline, and then blue at the top could be seen as the sky or the sea or whatever. Now you've got an image, right? And I kind of look at it like that with this stuff, right? This is a color. What color do I want to say? Maybe I don't want to say that color. Maybe I want to say Dorian. Very much brighter sound. Maybe I want to go darker. So I start Dorian. And then I go Phrygian. You can see side by side like that, Dorian and Phrygian sound very, very different. And that's why I don't particularly like the derivative approach, at least as a starting point. Because if we're thinking F major, right, I'm not going to compare F major to G major for A Dorian, because A Dorian is derivative of G major. I'm just not going to compare those in the same kind of way. Whereas A Dorian to A Phrygian, that's a comparison I'm going to make, right? Because it's easy. I can see them alongside each other. And most importantly, not only can I see them alongside each other, I can hear alongside each other. One goes, and one goes. Very different, right? And so that's the way I like to use modes, right? And I really like exploring that as an exercise. Just get a pedal going. You can do this, however, if you've got a looper, you go. And just get an A note going. You could just do that by yourself and just explore. And you see, out of that I'll start to get to know how that mode works and where it is. Of course, we can change keys. That's where the looper can be really useful, because we can't obviously hold an open A string if we're in G. It starts to get more difficult. Try and find those things. Anyway, I hope this has been useful. If it has, please subscribe. As I mentioned, I do videos every day on YouTube. My name's Nick Granville. One of the best things you can do is, subscribe and like the video. I know everybody asks for this, but this for good reason. But like the video and actually share it with people. If you think this is useful and you know someone who's kind of delving into modes, share it with them. Help me spread the message of this great information. Because, someone was good enough to share it with me, so here I am sharing it with you. Share it with the next person to keep this going, right? And also too, if we grow this community around my channel, which is what I'm hoping for, then, we all benefit from that. Some of the comments I see are brilliant. Some of them, not so brilliant. But hey, it's all comers here. So thanks so much for watching. I will see you all tomorrow. Cheers.